So yesterday, the Transformers TCG, or trading card game, on their Twitter account announced that there was going to be a big announcement in regards to the future booster set or expansion set to the Transformers TCG, as well as an announcement of another big character that is going to be getting a exclusive card to that set that hasn't been done yet up to this point. And it seems that today, IGN, the video game website, announced all of that information. And it seems that the Transformers TCG, the next big set that's going to be coming, is called Transformers War for Cybertron Siege II. Now, I'm not a big fan of the name. I mean, I understand why they probably called it Siege 2, because it's like, oh, well, Hasbro isn't really done their Siege thing yet in the toy line, and they're trying to cross-promote everything. So until Hasbro really publicly announces what the next line is going to be for the Generations line, or this War for Cybertron trilogy, they're just going to ride out the Siege name. But, I mean, it's not like they've been too reliant in the past. I mean, yeah, okay, they had, like, Rise of the Combiners, but, I mean, it wasn't called Combiner Wars, you know, so they could have, you know, they used a different name with that. So why couldn't they call it, you know, I don't know, War for Cybertron, you know, After Siege, or, you know, Siege Again, like, I don't know, or even just a completely new name altogether, but whatever. It's just a little nitpick with that. I just thought they could have had a better name than just Siege 2. But that being said, so the big announcement is that TRYPTICON is going to be the big character this time around. And that's not too surprising. I mean, we got Metroplex, we got Omega Supreme. I think that TRYPTICON is kind of the next one chronologically to get a card before we fall into, for say, like Fortress Maximus, Scorponok, and move along that. So no surprise there. And again, he's one of those characters that built in has a whole bunch of smaller characters too that could be made into cards, much like, again, we see how Metroplex had his Six Gun and his crew. It only makes sense for TRYPTICON to do that, but how you get TRYPTICON is a whole other thing altogether. Now, in the past, with both Wizards of the Coast's Magic the Gathering card game and a few other stuff, they've already started this trend now with like these special booster packs. And they've already started with Magic the Gathering, where they do special booster packs that come with their Spellbook series. They do special booster packs with certain SDCC and special promotional items. And now they're even going to be doing a special booster pack, booster box, but that's a whole other story. But the point is that this is something that's already existed within Wizards of the Coast and Magic with Hasbro already, and they've played with this idea a little bit with just the SDCC exclusives on the Transformer side of thing. You know, we had the first one that had the pretty much the special characters with the Omnibots, and also in the same thing with Slipstream. So we had those special booster packs, but those were standalone things. So now how it looks like is with the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege 2 booster box, it's going to be a booster box of 30 booster packs, and one pack out of those essentially 30 booster packs is going to be a special TRYPTICON pack. Now, this reminds me a little bit of, like, let's say, box toppers that Magic the Gathering has, but not quite, because box toppers really weren't something that stores were supposed to sell, and they weren't really a legitimate booster pack, but so much as a bonus item. So in this case, it's something that if you want to get this TRYPTICON, if you don't have a store that's in the know of like what is inside this booster box, you might be lucky when they get a box of this and they crack it open and no one has really dug to the bottom, assuming that that's where it's going to be positioned, dug to the bottom and got that specially marked TRYPTICON pack. Let's hope so. I mean, that's something that, I mean, if the stores know, then chances are they're probably going to take it out and sell that individually, because it'll be such a one per box kind of situation. But otherwise, if they don't know, hey, it's all the better for you, they'll crack open the box and then you could dive in and get that one pack. Now, this pack, according to what they say here, comes with the one large TRYPTICON card, and then it comes with three character cards of Brunt, Full Tilt, and Brunt, Full Tilt, and Wipeout are all three large character cards. And TRYPTICON's going to be the enormous character card, the extra large one. And so it's going to obviously be something that's going to stick out like a sore thumb probably in the booster box. And you would just have to kind of hope again that the seller at the store doesn't put 2 and 2 together. I mean, obviously your LGS, your local comic book, your local game store is going to be pretty much educated in that. But maybe your local comic store or something like that that's just picking up a box and doesn't really know much. I know that the comic book store that I pick up my comics from, I get my daily pull from, he picks up always the latest box of Magic the Gathering, and he knows absolutely nothing about Magic. He just picks it up just, to probably fulfill an order or something. But so it's going to come with those 3 large character cards of Brunt, Full Tilt, and Wipeout, as well as 6 battle cards, which it is not known if those are planned or if they're also randomized to match the rest of the set. Not much else really to mention about that. It's just that that's something to look out for. So if you want to pick up that Trypticon, it's going to be kind of difficult in the sense that if you don't buy a complete booster box, which is kind of what this is probably encouraging. It's encouraging people to buy a booster box in order to get that character guaranteed, as opposed to an individual that if he goes to, like I said, his local game store, they'll probably be in the know and it'll already be taken out before the box is cracked open. Or, I mean, it's kind of a weird move for them to do, but Magic has done this in the past with the box toppers and stuff like that, and it ends up it's a secondary market item for people that don't buy booster boxes. If you want something from the box toppers, you would have to get it through the secondary market. So it kind of sucks, but at the same time, I guess that's just one way for them to get that Trypticon character out. Maybe they didn't want to have to do another gift set. Part of me just feels more they just want to move booster boxes. I think that they just want to make booster box sales, and for people who crack packs, they'll be like, hey, I'm going to crack some packs and I'll get an extra Trypticon out of it that I could resell and potentially make some of my money back from my box. That's probably how they're thinking. Anyways, last thing I need to say is the basic booster packs are 1 large character card, 1 small character card, and 6 battle cards normally. And all of this will be available starting November 8th, 2019 in the USA and certain other regions, aka Canada, and probably some parts of Europe initially. That's all that really has to be said. It's really interesting that that's one way that they're going about it with the TCG. Still shows that it's alive and strong, but how alive and strong it is in the long run, we do not know yet. I always am I don't want to say negative, but I'm very wary when it comes to trading card games that are outside of the Triforce that is Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon. So I really hope this game does well. I have a deck. I have a whole bunch of cards, people, and not to mention, I've been very lucky that the TCG guys, they sent me some stuff in the past for free. So I have a nice little selection of stuff. I just really hope that this game finds people, because I'm also part of Facebook groups for the TCG, and I just hate it when I see people going like, getting out of the hobby, can't play the TCG anymore, no one to play with, no one plays it, and they just unload everything. So I really hope that that's not the case. And I mean, the fact that we have yet another expansion coming shows that there's still some life in this. But at the same time, I really hope that they're not using Trypticon as a way to move booster boxes and make more money, because sales are kind of down to be doing gift sets and more specialized products. But that being said, check it out. This is really cool, and Trypticon looks pretty beefy with his KO ability. So definitely check that out.